Chapter 1. Abandoned. The alarms blared like dying beasts, their wails echoing through the hollow corridors of the HFY research station. Dr. Ilara Voss stumbled through the smoke-filled hallway, her breath ragged, her vision blurred by tears, not of sorrow but of betrayal. They left me. The evacuation order had come 30 minutes ago. Catastrophic reactor failure. Core meltdown in under an hour. The station would be a floating tomb by then. Ilara had been in the lower labs when the alert sounded, running final diagnostics on Project Aegis, the experimental energy shield that could have saved them all. But the system had glitched. Critical failure. And by the time she realized the others had already fled, the last escape pod had launched without her. Her comms crackled. A distorted voice. Captain Rennick, the last man off the station. Ilara. Sorry. There was no time. She didn't respond. There was nothing to say. The station shuddered violently. A support beam collapsed behind her, sealing the corridor. She was trapped, alone, left to die. Chapter 2. The last transmission. On the edge of the Andromeda Reach, the freighter Horizon's wake drifted lazily through the void. Captain Jace Mercer lounged in his pilot's chair, boots kicked up on the console, chewing on a stale protein bar. His ship was a relic, patched together with scrap and stubbornness, but it was his. And after a decade of smuggling, bounty hunting, and surviving on the fringes of civilized space, he liked it that way. Then his comms lit up. A distress signal. Weak, barely holding. Asterisk. This is Dr. Ilara Voss of the HFY research station. Core breach imminent. No evac. If anyone is out there, please. Asterisk. Jace frowned. HFY was a corporate facility. Blackridge Industries. Notorious for cutting corners, abandoning workers. He shouldn't care. But something in her voice, raw, furious, defiant, made him sit up. His first mate, a grizzled old mechanic named Rook, groaned. Don't even think about it. Jace grinned. We're thinking about it. Chapter 3. Against all odds. The Horizon's wake tore through space, engines screaming. HFY was already breaking apart when they arrived, its skeletal frame glowing red from internal fires. Radiation levels are lethal, Rook warned. Even if we dock, we've got minutes before that core blows. Jace didn't hesitate. Then we move fast. He suited up, magnetic boots locking onto the station's hull as he forced open a maintenance hatch. Inside, the air was thick with smoke. Alarms wailed. Then he saw her. Ilara was pinned under debris, her leg crushed. But her eyes burned with fury, not fear. You came back. Yeah, well, Jace grunted, heaving the wreckage off her. I've got a thing for lost causes. She laughed, a sharp, broken sound. Then you're an idiot. Probably. The station groaned. A deep, shuddering tremor. Cores going critical. Rook's voice crackled in his earpiece. Get out now. Jace hauled Ilara over his shoulder and ran. Chapter 4. The truth behind HFY. Back on the Horizon's wake, Ilara slumped into a medbay cot, wincing as Rook treated her wounds. Why'd they leave you? Jace asked. She exhaled. Because I knew the truth. Project Aegis wasn't just a shield. It was a weapon. Blackridge was selling it to the highest bidder. Warlords, mercenaries. I tried to sabotage the data. So they left me to burn with it. Jace whistled. That's a hell of a grudge. They'll kill anyone who knows, she said. Including you now. Rook groaned. Fantastic. Jace just smirked. Then I guess we've got to hit them first. Chapter 5. The Stand. Blackridge's headquarters was a fortress, orbiting a dead star, guarded by automated drones. Suicide mission. But Jace had a plan. Using Ilara's knowledge of Aegis, they hacked the security grid, snuck in, planted charges in the data core. Then the alarms blared. "They know we're here," Rook muttered. Ilara's fingers flew over the console. "Almost. Got it." The screens flashed red. "Warning. Self-destruct initiated." Jace grabbed her. "Time to go." They sprinted for the docks as the station exploded behind them, taking Blackridge's secrets and its empire with it. Epilogue: A New Dawn. Weeks later, the Horizon's wake drifted near a quiet colony world. Ilara stood at the viewport watching the stars. "What now?" Jace shrugged. "Keep flying, I guess." He smirked. "Sounds like a plan." And as the ship jumped to lightspeed, the void ahead no longer felt so empty. Because sometimes all it took was one man, one stand to change everything. The Horizon's wake emerged from the swirling blue vortex of hyperspace, its battered hull humming as it settled into orbit around the lush green planet of Eden 5. The colony world was uncharted by most star maps, a quiet refuge far from Blackridge's reach. Jace Mercer leaned back in the pilot's chair, rubbing the fatigue from his eyes. The last few weeks had been a blur of narrow escapes, sleepless nights, and stolen moments of rest. But they'd made it. Behind him, the med bay door hissed open. Ilara limped in, her injured leg still wrapped in a stabilizing brace, but her posture was straight, her dark eyes sharp with renewed determination. "You look like hell," she remarked, tossing him a fresh stim pack. Jace caught it with a tired smirk. "You're one to talk." She sank into the co-pilot seat, wincing slightly, then exhaled as she gazed at the planet below. "Oh, this is it. For now," Jace said. "Safe, quiet. No corporate wars, no bounty hunters. Just life." Ilara was silent for a long moment. Then quietly, "I never thought I'd get this far." Jace glanced at her. "Yeah, well, neither did I." A soft chuckle escaped her. "Guess we're both full of surprises." The unspoken promise. Rook stomped into the cockpit, grease streaked across his face, a half-dismantled plasma torch in hand. "Engines are stable, but if we push them again, they're gonna melt. So unless you're planning another suicide run." "Not today," Jace said, holding up his hands. "Good," Rook grumbled. Then, after a beat, he nodded at Ilara. "You staying then?" Ilara's fingers tightened around the armrest. She hadn't decided yet. Eden 5 was safe. Fresh start. But something in her still burned. For justice, for answers, for the people Blackridge had left behind. Jace watched her, waiting. Finally she met his gaze. "You really just gonna park here and call it a day?" He grinned. "Nah. But a man's gotta rest sometime." She shook her head, but there was warmth in her eyes. "Then I guess I'll stick around. Someone's gotta keep you out of trouble." "Trouble finds me," Jace corrected. "Then we'll find it first," she said. Rook groaned. "Great. More explosions." The last shot. A future unwritten. The cargo bay doors opened, letting in the golden light of Eden 5's twin suns. Jace and Ilara stood at the ramp, breathing in the fresh, unfamiliar air. Somewhere below, a new life waited. But beyond this planet, the stars still called. Blackridge was gone, but its remnants lurked in the shadows. Other corrupt empires thrived. Other people needed saving. Ilara turned to Jace. "You ever think about just walking away?" He smirked. "Every damn day. But the galaxy's still broken," he said simply. "And we've got the tools to fix it." She nodded. Then we'd better get to work. And as the suns dipped below the horizon's wake sat silent, not as an ending but as a beginning. Because sometimes the greatest stand wasn't the last one.